Hey guys, so today I want to talk to you about what I use for planning and the planner that I have. So I plan everything. I plan absolutely everything that I possibly can. I try to plan for the unexpected too. Currently, I have two kids living with me, so I really need to make sure that we have time for everything that we need to do and we're aware of everything that we need to do. Since we have moved over closer to our family, there's been a lot more family events that have been happening that we want to be able to attend, like recitals and baseball games and gymnastics and cheerleading. So I just need to make sure that we have all of that on our calendar. So I am old. I'm not very old, but I am old. And I actually can't work a online calendar. So we do have a Google Calendar that we have grouped together for the whole family. So the whole family has a calendar that we share that's called Family Calendar. And so everybody can see what everybody else puts on the calendar. So like my sister will put, we're going out of town Friday through Monday, you know, so and so is going to feed the cats. So that way we know who's going to feed the cats, or we know if we need to go feed the cats, or we know that not to ask them to go to the movies with us that weekend because they're not there. Um, so that's helpful. I'm having surgery in a couple of months, and so I put that on the calendar so that everybody can be aware that I'm going to need some help from the family for that time period. But for me, every day living my life, I use a paper calendar. So the paper calendar that I use is this one, and I love it. I don't like love it, but I love it. I got this one. This one is called Plum Paper, and you can get it bounded together with the spirals like this, or you can also get it hole punched so that way you can buy those little I think they're called Happy Planner at Joann's, the little rings, so you can, move the pages around if you want. That seems like too much customization for me, so I didn't do that. So this calendar is it has the months, and then when you go through the months, it has the events page, and then it has like a notes page, and then it has the actual month spread on here. I put all the birthdays and anniversaries on the month spread. I have started to try to put things on this page here. I'm not really reading it very well, but like things that I know I need to do that month. And then it has a weekly spread. So then on the weekly spread, you'll see here that I have it split up into 1, 2, 3 sections. That's for each of my children and for myself. So I have the top section is mine, middle section is one kid, lower section is the third kid, is the last kid. And I didn't think I had to do it like this. I've never done it like this before, but this has been helpful with dealing with who's got what when, because one kid was in baseball, one kid was in soccer, one kid's in middle school, one kid's in elementary school. So they do different things at different times. They were in different shirts, different days for different like activities, like Purple Shirt Day or whatever it is. So this was very helpful for me to split it out and then also see it on the same page. So things that we're all doing together, it just kind of has a line down it. But like for my middle son, he's got science on Monday and then a science test on Wednesday. And then the little one had a field trip on that same Wednesday. And so it doesn't get lost on the page. So there's his field trip and there's that science quiz. And I don't know if we studied for that or not. And then after the month is a whole bunch of note pages, which I added. So you can customize. You can do all different kinds of pages. You can do budget pages. You can do menu pages. You can do teacher planning pages. You can do meetings pages. I did meetings pages for my planner for last year. I never used those doggone things. So this year I just got plain notebook paper because I couldn't figure that out. So for each of my meetings that I do, I have a team meeting page. So these are all the topics I talked about in that team meeting. And this was on January 9th, January 23rd. So if anybody tries to say, oh, you never told me that, I can say, yes, I did. I told you on January the 9th because I have it written down here as a topic that I discussed in our team meeting. We have multiple vendors that I have conversations with. So this is one vendor. This is all of their outstanding items. And then all the other vendors have their own page. And then also, I do coaching sessions for my staff. So everything that comes up in their coaching session for January is going to be in these back pages. It's also documented on all the HR stuff, but then I know for myself what I talked to them about, what I didn't talk to them about. And then any events that I have planned also go in those note pages. So, for example, we went on a swimming trip to an indoor water park in February. So if you look in the back notes here, you'll see that I have a list of all the things that we were to pack for that trip. So how I actually use the planner is what I do is, let's say we're talking about a birthday party. So we have a birthday on March the 9th in our family, and I wanted to plan a birthday party for that. So what I would do is I would go back to February, and then I would write on this page here, I would write plan for party. So I would know that I needed to plan for that party. And then in the back, I would put down all the things that I needed for the party, and I would put it here so I could make a checklist of things. Now, sometimes for that party, I only needed a month's time because I didn't have to invite anybody. Everybody was family, so they all knew when it was, so a month's time is fine. But for my little one's party that I'm doing at the end of June, I sent out invitations, or I will send out invitations the end of May. So I already had to have everything kind of started planning so that I could make the invitations. So for his party, I had it down in April. These are the things you have to do. So I had a list here of things I had to do the first week in April. I had to cancel my Instacart. I had to do start my Kroger delivery. I had to pack my list for spring break, and then I had to start Noah's birthday party. Right. Also in April, we went to Legoland for spring break. So I have my list of things down here of things to pack. And so and in March, you'll see I had maybe in the last, it's right here. Right here it says pack for Legoland right there. See? So I started packing for it 2 weeks prior. And I do it based on how long I think it's going to take. So I like to be packed for an event, like do my preliminary list like 2 weeks in advance. So that way, if I need to buy anything like shampoo or conditioner or razors and stuff, I can go ahead and get those things if I don't have those things. So that way, when I'm ready to pack, which I usually pack about 2 to 3 days in advance, and then do like the final packing the day before or the morning of, then I'm not running to the grocery store or the Walmart to try to get stuff, because that's very stressful for me. So I don't like to do that. I like to be prepared. So I have this list here of that to do. So that's how I do my planner. So if I'm just getting a gift for someone, so like we had another birthday in April, so back here in March, about a month ahead of time, I wrote down here, get so-and-so birthday present, or make a birthday present for so-and-so down here. So that way it's on the calendar and I know that I'm going to do it. So this is not like my work calendar that has all my meetings on it. This is all the things I've got to do calendar, or things I need to be aware of calendar. And it also has events on it too. So like the boys' soccer games and baseball games are on here. Parties are on here. Piano recitals, they're also on here. When it was 100 days of school, that was on here. Things that require, like they had dress like a book character day. So obviously I had to start that. So I started that about 2 to 3 weeks in advance because I thought that's how long it was going to take me to do it. And first I decided, am I going to make something, or am I going to buy something? And I think I bought something for that. We did Dogman. And so I bought a policeman's outfit, and then I also bought a dog headband, and then I took the dog headband off and sewed it on the police hat. And that was it. I did some black eyeliner nose, and he was good to go for that. So when somebody asks me, like, if I can do something or whatnot, or are you free this day, or are you free that day, I look at the Google Calendar too, because we have a family calendar, and then we have a calendar that my husband and I share, so that way I can see what he's doing or what I've already put on the calendar, so I can do that on my phone. But like for specific stuff, it goes in this calendar here. Like doctor's appointments will go on the family Google Calendar, or our family Google Calendar, so that way we both can see it. But like individual stuff like science crossword puzzle due, um, weather and erosion experiment due, things like that. They go on this sheet here so I can always see it. Because when my son comes home from school every day, no matter what, you ask him if he has any homework and he says no. And I say, do you have anything coming up due? And he says no. So this way I can say, well, did you do your science crossword puzzle? Oh, no. And then guess what? He forgot in his locker. So then I can start reminding him, don't forget to bring home the crossword puzzle. Don't forget to bring it home the crossword puzzle. Now, do I want to be driving his bus like that? No, I do not. Do I have to for him to be successful? Yes, I do. Do I need to wean him off of that? I absolutely do. But with his eye issues that he's been having, I didn't think this was the year to do it. But I feel like after in the 7th grade, we're going to do a little bit of a different organizational approach for him. So maybe that will help him get his life together. Lord, I hope so. So this is the calendar that I use. I don't carry it with me. I just use the Google Calendar, and I tell people, I'll check my calendar and I'll get back to you. Because if I don't have enough information from the calendar to know if I can do something or not, like I get requests to make shirts all the time, and it's like, I like to have a week to make a shirt just in case something weird happens, somebody gets sick, somebody's got 17 ball games, whatever. I want to have a week. So someone will say, hey, can you make me 7 shirts? And I'll say, well, I'll need 2 weeks to do that. And they'll say, okay, well, can you have it done by blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, let me check my calendar to make sure I don't have anything else going on, and I'll get back to you. And there's no problem with that. I have also decided that this year is the year to purge stuff. So every month I have on here that I'm going to be purging something. So in June, I'm going to purge the bathrooms, the living room, and the dining rooms. So that's on here as well. I'm also trying to keep up with my PTO days because I feel like every single year I lose them. So this year is the year that I'm not going to lose any. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but this is the year that I'm not going to lose any PTO days. So this is the calendar that I use. So when I get started, so I know the birthday is 6/23. So I immediately back up to 5/23, and I put on 5/23, send out invitations under his block here is what I do. So then 2 weeks prior to that, on his little block, it says, I don't know what 2 weeks prior is, but, oh, here's my calendar. I could probably tell you. It's the 9th. So on the 9th, I will put on there, make invitations. And then 2 weeks prior to that, which is into April, I will put, start planning the party. So when I plan, so that way I can get it down. And because the party is in June, I'm going to have the list in the June calendar, in the June month. And so it is sitting right here, ready to go. And so I'm working off of this here. So what do we do when we plan a party? That's probably a video for another day because I think I've already talked like 10 minutes or something like that. But again, this planner is the Plum Paper Planner. I've also used Erin Condren before. And then I've also used like the regular ones that you can get at Walmart too. I just thought it was cool because I could customize the names on here. So they have my kids' names on these little blocks. I thought that was really cool. And then this girl at work, she had one, and I thought, well, shoot, I need one of those too. It is a little bit expensive, but a regular monthly, weekly planner can work just as good. Maybe you don't need all that stuff. Maybe you can use colors in your planner. Maybe red is one kid, green's another kid, blue's another kid, and yellow is you, or whatever. I can't write in my planner in pen because I'm non-committal, and I feel like that is too permanent. So I only write in pencil. So if I need to erase stuff and move things around, like he had a science test that was supposed to be today, but it's been moved till tomorrow, so I erased it and put it tomorrow. Things like that. So things like that, I'll do that in pencil. I can't do that. And then if I saw those colors in there, I might have some sort of thing. So anyway, so I don't use pen, but maybe you use pen. Maybe you can be organized and responsible enough to make sure you still have those same 4 pens like all the time. Like, I don't know if I could keep up with that. I don't know if I could. I feel like I lose my phone like 30 times a day. So I feel like to be able to have a red and a blue and a green and a purple all the time, I feel like that's asking a lot. So another reason why I use pencil. Oh, and I also got this cool thing that I don't use. It's this little pocket holder for the pencil, or you can use a pen, and you can like use it as a bookmark, and you can put it on the end here. And so if you're like traveling with it, you can take it, and you always have your pencil or your pen with you. I can't do that because it makes it not like lay flat, and I keep it right here in front of me while I'm working. So that way I can always write things down as I need to, especially for my vendor calls that I have, because I get emails all day long that says, hey, can you add this to this list? Hey, do you know the update on this? And I can look at that page and I can say, yes, I have an update, or no, I don't have an update, depending. So this just helps me keep like my life together. I've always had to have a planner. I have never been somebody who could not have a plan, and I have never really been somebody who could just use like the online calendar thingies. I have to have paper. I have to look at it and touch it. So that helps me. And you can get like smaller ones you can put in your purse if you want. You could just get the monthly one and just write all over it. Whatever is helpful for you. But I do think this works, especially for like last minute things. Like we don't really have anything last minute because I've got this planner and I write things down. And so if someone were to say, hey, can you go to the swimming pool with us on Saturday? I can look and I can say, yeah, we can. We're busy. We're not busy until 5 or whatever it is. Right. So I really enjoy it, and maybe you will too. I do love to talk about planners, and I do love to talk about planning. So if you have any tips on how you plan, I would love to hear those. And any planners that you have used that you have found success with, I would also like to hear about that as well. So be sure to comment that information if you have some, and maybe we can all learn something new together. So thank you so much, and have a great day.